I am not present. I am not connected. I cannot concentrate. I lose focus. Do you recognize when you need to stop? Do you recognize when it's useful to step back? Do you know which is the deadline? What's the point that we have as a reference, as the final line? What's the reference? How are you? I'm okay. I'm good, thank you. How do you see that response? How do you feel when you respond to someone, I'm good, thank you? Will you have the same response when you are alone? Now, this video is about presence. To be present, it's nice to look at it from different angles. So, something very, very common nowadays is when someone asks you for something, how much are you willing to recognize what is going on? How clear, how clean, how vivid are you bringing to the presence what you experience? Sometimes arrogance will stop you. Why? Because when you feel the arrogance, you feel pride. And you don't want to lose that energy because it will bring you shame. So arrogance is a sign of feeling the pride of thinking that we are right in that position. I'll give you a clear example. A father or a mother, they're exhausted, they're humans, they're tired, they're lost, they're confused, they don't know if to step in, to step out. And you talk with them and you ask them how they are. And they try to justify that state. Why? Because it makes them feel strong. And if they don't have that state, if they're out of that state, they will feel the shame and the guilt and the self-punishment. Why? Because they're expected to play at that level. So it's a cycle. We put ourselves in a different, let's call this different place point, rather than knowing when to stop, asking the questions, and also allowing ourselves to see the truth. Sometimes shame will stop us. Why? Because recognizing that truth might be linked to the value of what we think, to our esteem. If I think that as a father, I am not providing to my family, and I identify myself and I rate myself with that value, I will feel shame. I will do whatever it takes to provide my family. But sometimes I don't know which direction I'm taking, if it's useful or not. So this video is talking about presence. How can we be present, Ralph? How can I come to the presence? How can I know where to cross the line or when not to cross it? First, we need to know the power of recognizing. The essence is different from the appearance. Why? Because what it seems to look like, or what it seems to be, is never the same as what it is. So when you are present, you are what it is. You have become the essence. You become present. Then you can recognize because there is no interference. There is no disruptions or distortions from your paradigm, from your length. It's clear, it's straight, and it's real, and the time is connected. So, do you feel shame about something? Yes, Ralph, I do. Okay. Do you feel pride about something? Yes, I'm proud. I'm proud because I've done this. For who? For my family, for myself, to preserve my status, to preserve my name. Now we bring again the essence of love. That's what we are. The compassion to understand that we are humans. I will stop here in this point. When we think about the energy of compassion, what we are applying is we are recognizing humanity. We are recognizing the suffering, the pain in others. Therefore, the one that we're experiencing. That is the impact of compassion. It wipes out judgment. It wipes out complaints. It wipes out blaming. Why? Because you become one. You understand. She might be struggling. I'm compassionate because I used to struggle. I am struggling as a human. And it's the same. When we bring love, when it's unconditional, when it's pure, what happens? We don't have time to see the appearance. We become presence. We become love. We become the essence. That's why it's powerful. When we want to recognize, we will try to see if there is love, if there is compassion, if there is shame, or if there is pride. So let me ask you one question. When was the last time you recognized in a situation when to step back on your own? This is because sometimes we don't read the messages of life. Life tries to tell you your direction is here. Your direction is here. The voice of the intuition sometimes can be very loud. That's when you connect and you take it quick and fast. And sometimes it can be very slow because we have the clouds of emotionality in front. Emotions, sorry. So because the emotions are in front, we don't hear the noise, the volume of the intuition, which is the natural guidance of a spirit on this physical world. So I'm trying to share with you this because the last time you step out in a situation on your own, it might be because you follow your guide, you follow your spiritual intuition. You could hear and connect with the sound, with the volume, and you step back. Therefore, you prevent yourself from a different outcome. You change the direction of your karma. So, recognizing means, first of all, we need to be humble enough to see it not in a competitive way, to see it in a different state. It comes from a state because we want to contribute with ourselves. We want to cooperate with ourselves, with the essence and our surroundings. So we bring humility. Second, we have to see we are doing this for who. That's important because when we do things for others, a different power comes into ourselves, a different energy comes. Why? Because we shift the interest. It's not for us, it's for someone. So to recognize if now your soul is draining or is becoming expansive and wiser and, and bigger because it's an infinite source, let's try to see the intention of what we are doing. Who is that directed to? Now, another question I will confront you and I'll challenge you is, how long am I going to stay in this situation of holding the arrogance that prevents me from accepting reality? Because sometimes we don't need to fix what we have. It will fix itself when we allow it to bring the message, to fulfill its function. So a block might be happening as a gift of life to fulfill the function, which is for us to recognize the essence, to see it. Therefore, we become present. So this is a wonderful video because it connects many energies at once. When I'm present, I am fully aware of what is happening. I am unfolding with the rhythm of life. As events comes out, I become event and the witness. Therefore, I am in a state of joy. I'm in a state not of control, but I'm in a state where I feel much more empowered. So it seems like a trivial fact, but recognizing will make you feel much more present, much more alive. Another thing that we're going to shift in this video, I want to talk about pride. I'm going to emphasize in pride. What happens with pride? I get it. When I have done all my best, I've invested all the time, I have been, disciplined, devoted, I have been committed, and then I have my result, I have my reward. I get the point where we can feel pride of that. And I understand you feel strong, you enjoy. But let me ask you a question. Can we have the same energy without having to go through that situation of waiting for the reward for us to feel better? How can we eliminate the fact of waiting for the results as proof, as reward, for us to feel stronger and happier? Well, when we focus on the doing, the ENG of life, and we leave the outcome for the universe, there is a surprise. The rewards comes faster because it's instant. We are enjoying. We don't expect anything. Therefore, the outcome will be provided by the universe, not what we think. Because sometimes what we want is smaller. What we think is smaller. It comes from intellect. It doesn't come from a non-linear, from the space of the universe, from the formless that will unfold with the law of the universe that already knows what you need. So when I leave the outcome for the universe, it will bring me the outcome that I need. That's the difference. Not the one that I've created from intellect and I think I want. Sometimes you might think a glass of water is what you want, but maybe you need a piece of fruits, which brings different nutrients. Maybe you might think you are hungry, you should eat a meal, and maybe you need just a glass of water. Maybe you think you need, a pill of paracetamol or whatever medicaments, and maybe you just need to rest. Maybe you think you need to keep doing, work hard, sacrifice everything. Maybe it's the approach of how we are working. Maybe what is draining the soul is that we are not doing what we love. That's why it doesn't matter how amount of effort, we will still feel drained. Why? Because we are not connected with the essence. We are not doing what we love. We are not expanding our capacities. We are fixed with the outcome. The focus is shifted to the reward that will make us pride. Therefore, we will hold that reward with all, the pressure. We don't want to lose it. That's why the energy of pride is dangerous. That's why it takes you to a position. I am right the way I do this. How will I change my method when after a sacrifice I have this? This is why people sometimes they are not open to change. Why? Because they feel proud of what they have and they definitely think that that's the only way. And if they lose that, they will run down to a place of shame, of anger, of fear. So they don't want to go to that state. So they have to preserve it with pride. So pride can be an energy that it would be very, very interesting to study and to see the hidden gift behind it. And to ask ourselves if it's positive to sustain it or it is negative to lose the grip, to drop it down, and to allow the universe to provide us new energies and to expand our light. Thank you very much for hearing this video. This video is shorter than the ones I want to continue to share. But here I wanted to talk about presence, recognizing the energy of pride. So to make a short recapitulation, first, we extract ourselves to a state of silence and we see if we have the intention to recognize. If we do have that intention because we have hit the bottom, we are done, we are tired, we are confused, we have gone to the point where life is telling us, you are not moving forward again because it's not your direction. Now, when we want to recognize, we bring the energy of compassion to the humanity, collectively and individually. Why? Because we will not feel the punishment. If I know that you make mistakes, therefore I make mistakes, I'm not in a competitive way. I have the humility to recognize it. So compassion helps to decompress and to lower the pressure. Then we are finding the fact that if we are present or not. Remember, you are the essence. Right now, I'm not speaking to your body only. I am connected to your energy. So from essence to essence, we become one. You understand this perfectly. Why? Because it's essence. And even if you don't understand it now, because some emotions might be now eclipsing your presence, which is normal, you get to the point where the truth will reveal itself. You will be present, you will feel strong, you will feel alive and grounded. So if I want to be present, how do I know, Ralph? What is my reference that tells me that I'm present? Well, it's going to be a peaceful state. It's going to be a state where you don't have to defend anything. You don't have to protect anything. You don't even need to protect yourself. You feel protected and surrounded by the energy of love. Remember that love will wipe out anything. That's why when you play with your dog, you straight away extract yourself to a different domain, energy, dimension, whatever you want to call it. It just wipes you out everything. When we do things that we love, good music with our loved ones, a good bath, a good meal, whatever we love doing, focus on that state and you will see it's impossible to feel a negative energy. That's why love is powerful. And love will tell you the answer that you are present. When you love, you are present. Then we move to pride. We see what makes us feel proud of what we have. It will be the value, the meaning, and the context. If it comes from hard work, now that I have this, of course, don't tell me, Ralph, that I don't have to feel proud of this. I do feel proud of this. Yes, but let's see if that would allow us to keep expanding, to keep evolving, or it would retain us because we will be scared of losing that reward. Therefore, we don't look for the results, we look for the doing, the ENG that we are doing. Do we love what we are doing? Do we enjoy what we are doing? And for who are we doing this? A mother that cooks for her family, she's loving, she might be tired, she might even, she doesn't want to do it. Sometimes she's human, she's tired, she doesn't even want, simple. But the love for her loved ones, for her family, for the husband, for her friends, for whoever, that same love will bring her to the state of power and she will feel the energy. You know what? I didn't want her to do this, but now I'm doing it. I'm enjoying it. Why? Because she's doing it from love. The same with a man. He will do whatever it takes for his family, for his friends, for himself. Why? Love. Sometimes I don't want to go for a run. Why? Because the emotions comes and tells me it's cold, another day, you need to rest. But when I do it for love, from gratitude because I've been given a body that can enable me to go to the nature, the energy is different. So this is the importance of love. This is the importance of examining if we are present or not. Thank you very much. I hope you are doing very, very, very well. You will. You are in your life, in your journey. It's normal. Life is perfect as it is. You just need to know if you are it or you know about this. It's different to know about something because that's the intellect. He thinks. But when you know, it's because you are the very thing. So you will know if you are present because you become love. Take very good care. See you in the next video and thank you very much.